I had a strong desire to play an instrument, yes. My parents then asked me if I wanted to play the violin or the saxophone. I also decided on violin. One is compelled to listen when an adolescent plays the violin naturally. Listening is not all that people do. They become completely captivated by Karolina Protsenko. With her violin smile, Karolina can light up any street corner. She has gained notoriety online. Her covers of well-known songs have been viewed by millions of people. However, she has recently caught people's attention for some reason. The fate of the teenage celebrity, who once captured the hearts of the internet, is beginning to be questioned. Now, where is Karolina? Karolina was born in Kiev, Ukraine, on October 3, 2008, and the city's everyday life is intricately woven with music and culture. Karolina heard music not just on the radio or in concert halls. It affected her family, her home, and her early years. Both Nikolai and Elena's parents, were skilled musicians with a strong foundation in classical music. Her father played the guitar, and her mother played the piano. The path Karolina took toward the violin was, in many ways, predestined before she ever picked it up. Her parents set an example for her in the self-control and dedication needed to become a successful artist. Karolina inherited the same structure and support from an early age. Because the foundation was solid from the beginning, she was able to reach such a remarkable level of proficiency at such a young age. When Karolina was 6 years old in 2015, the family made the big move from Ukraine to the US. Despite being a significant shift, it gave Karolina the opportunity to develop her talent and reach a wider audience. The family eventually settled in California's Simi Valley. Karolina continues to live there and is actively working as a musician. Many believed Karolina was self-taught because she made her performances seem so effortless. Despite her extraordinary natural talent, she also received rigorous training to refine her skills. Her passionate performances are backed by precise talent, demonstrating her tremendous devotion to becoming a proficient musician. She read all 7 volumes of the books and initially trained using the Suzuki method. Elisa Boone, her violin teacher at Oregon City Music Academy, emphasized the need of practicing every day when she first came to the United States. After that, Karolina studied under Sam Pfizer and Armando Anto at the Coburn School in California. She also included contemporary pop songs and classical pieces in her rigorous practice routines, which usually lasted 2 or 3 hours each day. Her upbringing was influenced by her parents, who fostered a musical environment that elevated playing the violin above a simple hobby. It penetrated every part of her. Karolina shares her enthusiasm with her 2 younger brothers, so her family is filled with music, excitement, and support. Many people who discovered Karolina on social media thought her breakthrough happened overnight, but it actually took some time. She began performing in public after coming to California, especially on sidewalks and in busy shopping areas. As you spoke, everyone would be watching you. There was video. After that, even more people started to pay attention. Her covers of well-known songs, such Ed Sheeran's Shape of You and Tones and I's Dance Monkey, went viral on the internet. More than her technical skill, audiences were drawn to her charm, zeal, and contagious joy. Despite her notoriety, Karolina has remained grounded. She still resides in the Simi Valley with her family. Her live performances are still electrifying, and she continues to have a large global fan base thanks to her video uploads. The spotlight doesn't affect her. She liked the emotional effect her songs had on people, so she started doing public performances. There is no needless drama or controversy, just a talented young woman following her passion. However, the renewed interest in her shows how much her tale matters to people. She still has millions of fans that look forward to her live performances and new music videos. Karolina can only anticipate that the music will get louder. Despite having millions of admirers, Karolina Protsenko prefers to play in a busy Santa Monica street rather than a stadium or other musical space. It appears from her web videos that she balances her education at a private California school with her musical profession. Her favorite spot to play the violin is the 3rd Street Promenade, where she can play for hours on end. Her amazing talent captivated large audiences. She was exceptional not only because of her skill, but also because of how confidently and energetically she had picked up the violin at such a young age. As the popularity of her street performances grew, people began to notice her. Italian saxophonist Daniel Vitali swiftly nicknamed her the busking star, and her fascinating music captivated audiences as her videos went viral around Europe. Because of her increasing popularity, Karolina made her first appearance on national television in 2019. Being on the Ellen DeGeneres show was one of the highlights of her quickly growing career. During her visit on the show, she talked about how she planned to use the money she collected in her tip jar, the small bucket she carried with her, while she performed on the street to get a dog. The audience was amazed by her violin playing, and many were moved by her tale. Karolina had been preparing for her performance when Ellen unexpectedly arrived with a large gift. Whether she had finally bought her long-awaited pet was left up to the audience's speculation. Karolina originally became well known on YouTube. After posting a violin version of My Heart Will Go On to her channel, she initially became well known. After she officially joined the network and began uploading frequently, her movies quickly gained popularity. Because of her classical music training and her love of pop, she soon became an adept at performing well-known tunes. She currently oversees 3 different YouTube accounts, one for her singing voice, one for vlogging and personal updates, and one for violin cover music. Her multiple channels collectively paint a complete picture of a young musician with an extraordinary amount of creativity. Her violin performances of well-known songs, including as Despacito, Love Me Like You Do, Shallow, Believer, Shape of You, Never Enough, and Can't Help Falling in Love, have drawn admirers from all around the world. Millions of people have viewed and commented on her performances. It wasn't a sudden decision for Karolina to take up violin playing. She began studying music with Mr. Sam Pfizer after moving to the United States in 2015. Under his tutelage, she was able to establish her foundation in classical violin music, hone her technique, and understand the basics. Karolina, however, persisted till the end of class. She seized every chance she could to perform, collaborate with others, or learn. She attended seminars, participated in programs, and worked with other musicians to refine her sound. These experiences allowed her to explore a wide range of genres and discover her unique voice. Karolina has taken advantage of every opportunity to further her career, whether it has been through pop covers, street music, or classical music performances. She has a long way to go. She has, nevertheless, achieved more than most people could ever hope to at the age of 16. Karolina's rise began quietly in 2017 and is now part of California's thriving and diverse music scene. However, it wasn't a record deal or a viral campaign that made her stand out, but simply playing her violin on the streets. That became her signature. She did more than just perform, she created things. The 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica is the one she adores the best. At this well-known outdoor location, strangers would pause their walks to enjoy her music. People came to listen, but they also documented and discussed what they witnessed by taking notes, videos, and photos. Within months, videos of her performances were all over the internet. What started off as an impromptu street performance swiftly gained popularity on the internet. The catalyst for Karolina's quick ascent to fame was her talent for using song to evoke strong emotions in listeners, even in a packed shopping center. As the video went global, so did the enthusiasm. At this stage, she had transformed from a talented violinist to a global celebrity. Millions of people saw videos of Karolina playing on sidewalks in front of a small audience. These weren't just fleeting trends. There were still many. They watched, provided comments, signed up as subscribers, and followed her development. Anyone interested in her music didn't have to search far. She did it with ease. Karolina launched 3 different YouTube channels, each with a unique goal. She is also quite active on social media, regularly updating her followers on Facebook and Instagram. Her music is accessible to fans worldwide at any time via platforms including Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and Amazon Music. Unlimited. Karolina's rendition of Despacito was one of her most well-liked performances. Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee were the initial performers of the song. Millions of people watched and subscribed to her channels after just one cover. But that was just one song. She has uploaded more than 250 violin covers. The songs she chooses to perform make it obvious that she knows her audience. She enhances already loved songs, chart-topping hits, global hits, and fan favorites by incorporating her classical flair. These performances lack rigidity and technicality. They have a contagious energy that attracts her loyal fan base. With more than 10 million fans and viewers across more than 50 countries, Karolina has well surpassed the streets of Santa Monica. Her videos have been viewed by over 2 billion times on YouTube and other websites. Even while the numbers are astounding, her music's intimate quality is what really stands out. Karolina has stuck to the approach that made her famous, even though she has performed on some of the most prominent venues in the world. Instead of using flowery verbiage, she lets the music speak for itself. In this way, a modest young violinist became a global celebrity. Beyond the massive number of views her films receive, Karolina is unique in many other ways. The sheer volume and regularity of her songs, in addition to her vast platform reach, are what truly distinguish her from other performers. One of her violin covers has been viewed by around 30 million people. Her channel has rapidly gained popularity among people who like to hear classic tunes transformed into something new and beautiful. Karolina not only shares covers but also breathes fresh life into them. Every chord she plays demonstrates her command of the instrument, and her renditions of other genres demonstrate her versatility. Her capacity to interact with people of different linguistic and cultural backgrounds is simply amazing. She believes that music has the ability to deeply connect with people. Thus, there is a reason for the link. Karolina's passion for music from throughout the globe is reflected in her musical preferences. She regularly covers songs in several languages and is receptive to music from a wide variety of cultures and languages. According to reports, she speaks more than 2 languages, which further broadens her potential audience. She is admired by many young people since her music is approachable and intimate. For young people who want to be artists but don't want to be the center of attention, she has become an inspiration. Ellen DeGeneres saw Karolina's potential in 2019. She sung a hauntingly lovely rendition of Post Malone's Sunflower as she took the stage for her Ellen Show appearance. Her performance, which expertly blended real emotion with technical expertise, captivated the studio audience. Unexpectedly, a clearly pleased Ellen gave Karolina a blue violin and a tip jar made for her street performances. It was then that comprehension came. Despite starting her adventure on the sidewalk, Karolina is now being recognized on national television. And it had a simple goal at its heart. She'd been saving hard for a pet. Ellen brought her closer with that one gesture. In addition to the violin, Karolina has experimented with various musical instruments. In May 2022, she enrolled in a piano class with Katerina Panarova, carrying on her mother's musical profession. She has began playing guitar and has given live performances, displaying her vocal abilities. In the realm of dance, she is likewise highly adaptable. In April 2022, Karolina purchased her first pair of pointe shoes and began taking ballet lessons from Lindsay Sterling, all in an effort to demonstrate her adaptability. Similar to her vast collection of music, Karolina has a diverse range of interests. She enjoys baking, cycling, and keeping a journal. She also does a fantastic job of organizing her living space. Her empathy for all living things is demonstrated by their adoption of Cashew, a golden retriever, in August 2022. Karolina, like many Harry Potter enthusiasts, enjoys going to Universal Studios' Harry Potter World. Despite her public persona, she has said that she has moments of vulnerability, such as when scenes from Titanic brought her to tears. In 2020, Karolina worked with vocalist Angelica Hale, who had made it to the America's Got Talent finals. Their duet was Zara Larsson and Clean Bandit's Symphony. It went beyond a duet. 2 young geniuses performed, their unique skills harmonizing brilliantly. Karolina used her violin to provide deeper layers in addition to Angelica's strong and emotionally packed vocals. They had a strong connection on stage. They supported and inspired one another in addition to performing side by side. The audience erupted in roaring applause after a brief period of silence. An example of the strength of solidarity in the face of difficulty. It demonstrated 2 young artists' amazing teamwork. The moment Karolina and Angelica took the stage, it was evident how much they enjoyed performing together. Their captivating theatrical presence and contagious passion captivated the audience. Across the hall echoed the soft intensity of Angelica's voice, which was full of emotion and compassion. Karolina's violin, with its finely interlaced notes that seemed to float in midair, created a calm and dreamy atmosphere. The platform seemed smaller than it was because of their combined voices. A memorable occasion was shared by 2 young artists who knew how to captivate an audience. It was more than just a show. Karolina has made great progress at such a young age. Most artists would need a lifetime to accomplish the same. However, she expresses herself in ways other than covers and solo performances. She constantly pushes herself to express herself creatively in her songs. Each of her partnerships has created new opportunities and molded her career. Working with musicians from a range of musical backgrounds and styles has helped her hone her violin playing skills, as well as her ability to think creatively. The collaboration on an entire project with Italian saxophonist Danielle Vidal is particularly noteworthy. The 2 performers produced an engrossing and poignant performance by bringing their instruments to life. They combined many different cultures and traditions in their music, but it all came together so easily. This artistic partnership is a perfect example of Karolina's unafraidness in trying new things. The impact of Karolina goes far beyond her innate skills. With more than 2 million Instagram followers and 8 million YouTube subscribers, she has an international audience of loyal fans. These are more than just numbers. They stand in for real people who are inspired by her work. In 2022, she finally achieved her lifetime dream of appearing on The Kelly Clarkson Show. The moment was made much more wonderful by the element of surprise. Karolina had long admired Lindsey Stirling, a violinist who was famous for combining dance and classical music. In actuality, Lindsey had encouraged Karolina to begin dancing and include movement into her shows. But what followed was utterly surprising. Karolina sang a number of Lindsey Stirling songs during the performance. She talked about her life's journey and the influence Lindsey's work had on her with Kelly Clarkson. Unbeknownst to her, Lindsey was surreptitiously watching the interview. Kelly continued in a more conversational tone, posing queries and bringing up music. However, just when everything appeared to be calm, the real shock was revealed. Karolina's gaze instantly brightened as soon as she saw Lindsey. Lindsey cautiously made her way onto the platform. She was completely unprepared. Her expression was a mixture of surprise, astonishment, and amazement. Together, they experienced an emotional moment. Following Karolina's expression of appreciation for Lindsey's efforts, Lindsey returned the favor. She praised Karolina's ability and dedication after witnessing her progress. It briefly appeared to have nothing to do with discussion shows. Two musicians appeared to be meeting in a loving and accepting environment. In addition to her surprise visit, Lindsey Stirling gave Karolina a handmade violin as a very sentimental gift, adding even more precious memories to her special day. It was not only a gift, it was a symbol of the two musicians' love and respect for one another, who clearly felt a connection through their music despite their different ages. But the surprises weren't finished yet. Lindsey had another plan in the works. In the final moments of the performance, she invited Karolina to join her in a duet. Karolina has always wanted the opportunity of a lifetime. She didn't hesitate. She agreed with a mixture of nervous excitement and trepidation, ready to enjoy the spotlight next to the person who had first piqued her interest in the violin. As their bows moved in perfect unison, the room echoed with an awe-inspiring symphony. Chemistry was just as important as skill. A powerful and emotionally impactful sound was produced as a result of their excellent complementary playing. For all that Karolina had achieved, there was a festive celebration in the air. With each chord they played together, their genuine joy was evident. There's more to Karolina's success than luck or internet chatter. Over the years, her perseverance and hard work have paid off in many ways. It is believed that she is worth $1.5 million. She is still quite young, though. That total reflects not only her talent but also the passion, soul, and dedication she puts into every performance. Karolina's tale serves as an inspiration for aspiring artists worldwide, demonstrating that everything is possible when one puts their all into their work. She is a perfect example of the notion that a person's age does not define their aptitude. Her stage presence and internet presence inspire others, besides those who are just starting out. Fans of Karolina often ask how much money her violin channel makes. This isn't your typical kid uploading once in a while. She oversees a huge website with millions of visitors each month. Every day, her YouTube channel receives more than 997,000 views. Over the course of a month, that adds up to almost 28.5 million views. According to the data, Karolina's channel may be earning almost $412,000 each month from YouTube ads alone. Ad revenue for paid YouTube channels can range from $3 to $7 per thousand views. That's almost $1.71 million annually. I am amazed by these numbers. They are living examples of how one exceptional talent, devoted fans, and the right environment can help an artist reach new heights. There are no indications that the obsession with Karolina and her quick development will end. Every new video, performance, and partnership furthers your career, which is only getting started. It's possible that Karolina Protsenko's actual income exceeds the $1.5 million no estimated to be her net worth. According to some statistics, her yearly revenue from advertisements alone could be close to $3.08 million. That figure doesn't even account for her growing popularity or the many additional sources of income she has outside of YouTube. Not a single element plays a part in Karolina's outstanding financial success. Unlike other content creators who just rely on ad money, Karolina has been able to diversify her source of income. She sells a range of goods, such as t-shirts, and sweatshirts with her name and logo on them. Because these branded items constantly sell, she makes more money overall. Nevertheless, her influence goes far beyond online videos. Her numerous albums are available for purchase or streaming on a number of platforms. In addition to giving her financial support, these albums give her fans a tangible method to express their support. Additionally, Karolina gives live performances both nationally and overseas. Because of her fame, she has access to more events, venues, and opportunities to make money through appearances and performances. We don't know exactly what Karolina invests in, but she most likely sets aside some of her funds for growth. Fan contributions also have a role. People from all over the world who enjoy her music and wish her luck frequently provide her a hand by giving her advice and sponsoring her crowdfunding initiatives. More of her might be possible. She might make even more money as her brand expands through endorsement deals, sponsorships, and affiliate partnerships as her notoriety develops. Experts predict that her fortune will soar in the years to come due to her bright career trajectory and the limitless possibilities of her online presence. Karolina's life serves as an example of how a young, gifted musician can achieve worldwide acclaim through a street performance. Even though she is just getting started, her effect is already difficult to ignore. Karolina Protsenko is a multi-talented violinist who has gained widespread popularity. She also uses Facebook and Instagram to engage with followers by posting performance videos, behind-the-scenes photos, and personal updates. She is able to monetize her material through sponsored posts and collaborations with well-known brands because of her enormous online following. Companies understand how important visibility is, and Karolina's social media profiles give them that. She has a larger audience than just statistics. They have a loyal fan base that may make every post mentioning a performance or product a potential revenue stream. One of the many unique aspects of Karolina's presentations that never fails to enthrall her audience is the violin. On multiple instances, Karolina has publicly declared that her violin is a Stradivarius. This quickly draws attention because these instruments are both rare and legendary. The term Stradivarius refers to a family of string instruments that Antonio Stradivari and his ancestors produced in Italy throughout the 17th and 18th centuries. The violin, viola, and cello are three of the most renowned stringed instruments in music history. They are now highly sought-after items for collectors, and their fame goes far beyond the world of classical music. Regardless of musical background, everyone is familiar with the name Stradivarius. What truly distinguishes them is not their age or place of origin, but rather the sound they produce. For years, scientists and musicians have been enthralled with the instrument's deep, clear, and powerful sound. Even if the authenticity of the well-known sound is debatable, people nevertheless spend millions to buy one. Antonio Stradivari's Messiah is reportedly valued at about $20 million, making it one of the most expensive violins ever constructed. Karolina's already outstanding performances are further enhanced by the fact that she plays a violin that is built in the same way. In addition to her talent, the instrument she plays has a long history and is very accurate. Stradivari invented fashion rather than merely adopting it. Stradivari chose to use an inside mold for his violins, whereas his French counterparts used external molds. This gave him more influence over the specifics. The wood selection was also intentional, with maple for the back and neck, willow for the interior, and spruce for the top. The different options affected longevity, weight, and sound. Furthermore, his violins had F-holes that were thinner and longer than those found in conventional violins. Although these tiny holes seem to have been a design decision, researchers believe they were essential to the sound quality. According to an MIT study, the violin's larger F-holes made it more projective, enabling a cleaner and louder sound without the need for modern amplification. Other variants were also tried by Stradivari. Throughout his career, he experimented with longer designs, different curves, and small structural changes. Even the varnish he used has been the subject of research. Some have theorized that he either employed strange treatments on the wood or acquired the components from places like old structures, since his instruments generated an inexplicable sound. Maybe that's the idea. A Stradivarius violin is not always regarded as perfect. Dr. Franco Zanini, a scientist, examined many instruments at a particle accelerator and found that they display minute asymmetries. They were intentional. According to Zanini, the imperfections might have helped the instrument's tone become more refined and clean by eliminating unwanted harmonics. Things that appear to be errors were actually intentional decisions made to improve the instrument above its competitors. Unfortunately, everyone, even the most well-known musicians, can no longer afford authentic Stradivarius violins. They are played in concert halls all around the world by well-known violinists, like Nicola Benedetti. Additionally, Karolina, who is just getting started, joins that exclusive group by playing a violin that is based on the same famous model. Her performances draw large crowds, which is not surprising. Despite her obvious aptitude, she has an even greater edge because to her instrument, it responds instantly to even the slightest change in motion, tone, or pressure. Karolina's performances are more than just music. History, workmanship, and excellence are all there at the same time. Karolina Protsenko's inspirational story demonstrates that anything is achievable with hard work, talent, and love. Her invention went viral, spawning live performances on the street and garnering millions of admirers online. Her extraordinary journey is only getting started. What gives you the impression that she is one of the greatest of all time? Share your thoughts in a comment.